Hello? And we are live finally. Welcome everyone to the Wrp Pro Rankings. Yes, it's been something that's been revolving around the community for a while now. Uh, a lot of players have been expecting it. Uh, yeah. So Kaze is with me in the call to assist me with certain players. If I have lack of information on them. So now how will this tier list work? The tier list tiers have been divided role wise instead of individual ranking wise. Like usually in tier list you see that there's a S plus ranking, there's S ranking, A, B, C, and etc. What I decided to do is that switch it up and make it role wise, so we just classify each player basis on their roles. Now, how do I do that? The player that will be on the farthest left will be ranked 1 in their respective role, and then the players afterwards will continue the rankings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wise. Now, apart from that, uh, Kaze, can you just share the stream links in the servers sector that we are live now? Just share the stream links. Yeah. So we're gonna be starting it up soon. What are your thoughts, people? What are you guys expecting with the tiers? Where do you guys expect to see yourselves in this? See yourselves in this. Alright. So, with that being said, we're just gonna jump right into it. Our first player on the tier list is Fluxes. Now, Fluxes is a mid laner for Team Inferno. They haven't had that many games in competitive play, so it's no, that's fuzzy. That's fuzzy. Okay. Remember, guys, Kaz is on the call with me, so if you guys hear some random things, I am communicating with him if there's a mistake on my end or on certain players, etc. Apart from that, so Fluxes, yes, I was getting back to Fluxes. Fluxes plays for Team Inferno. They're a rising talent. They haven't had that many opportunities to showcase themselves, but I would say they're like an upcoming talent. So it's just that we are just gonna put him right now in the mid lane pool because there's no one else here to contest him. So he's just gonna go jump right into the mid lane. Next player on the line here is Bandit. Now Bandit, he's a support player. He's in the past has had amazing performances. He's been an exceptional support, and he did finish second in his first ever tournament, which was I think the Portal Esports Championship, Portal Esports Cup, or whatever. It was a tournament that was hosted last year, and he managed to finish second with his team in that tournament, with the team name being Destroyers. So yeah, it was like he started off very strong. Therefore, we need to respect the fact that he is a very exceptional player. With that being said, our next player on the card is Vegito. Now, this is where it gets interesting because Vegito is also a support player who's currently playing for Revolution, but in the past, he's played a lot for INF slash Vega Esports slash B2K. So, in the past, Vegito has not had the most successful of runs, but I feel like individually, if you rate the player, I would put Vegito above Bandit. But just seeing his past track record with the teams, Bandit just comes slightly ahead, in my opinion, ahead of Vegito. Vegito is an exceptional player. I've had multiple games with him in solo queue, and he's really good in his role. He knows what he has to do to make sure his carries get ahead. But in a 5v5 game, he's never been able to find that same level of success that he's been able to show in solo queue slash scrim games. With that being said, the next player in the pool is TDV Sky. TDV Sky is a player for Team NV. He's an ADC player and he's quite consistent. Recently hit Grandmaster, so congratulations to him on that. He's had good performances. Team NV in general has very inconsistent performances. Either they usually go all the way through and upset big names, or they might always like fall short in early stages of the tournaments. So right now, for now, TDV Sky is just there because there's no one there in this pool. So he's an ADC pool. That's it. Now the next player on the card is Dawn. Now Dawn is honestly one of the oldest name in the scene, and this man has been through it all. Like, he's been in multiple lineups, he's seen every iteration of teams, and this dude has put in all the work he could. And just seeing his past record, he's if you just look at his past record, he definitely deserves to be right now ahead of TDV Sky. But just seeing his inactivity in the scene recently, I'll have to put him behind TDV Sky, because recently TDV Sky has been more active compared to Dawn. Dawn's been pretty off in terms of competitive matches. But if we look at historically, uh, Dawn is a very prolific player, but I have to put him behind right now because of his recent inactivity within the scene. So right now in the current day and age, TDV Sky is the one who's ahead. Next player on the cards is Orion MK. Now he's an ADC player for Team Vintage. Team Vintage obviously being my team. But no biased answers here. I'm gonna rank him where I feel like he deserves to be ranked at the moment. He's definitely one of the rising names currently. Like, he's Team Vintage has risen to success quite uh, suddenly. They have really built their name within the scene, and they have been they have had explosive performances in Rift Wars, in Wild Rift India, and they are showing promising signs. So at the moment, just seeing the records, the performances that have been shown in Rift Wars, I will have to put Orion MK above TTV Sky and Dawn. Oh, he needs to be there, yeah. Next player on the line is Cat. Now, Cat. Who knows who's Cat? I wonder who's Cat. Cat plays for Team Vainglorious. He's a pretty decent ADC. Has won a lot of championship. Probably is the most decorated player in the country at the moment. Has had massive success, and arguably you could say he's the best player in the entire region. So yeah, I don't know. There's nothing much to say. I'll have to put Cat above everyone. Cat is the best in his role. And so yeah, I don't think there's anyone there who's gonna challenge Cat in that role. So we have one of our fixed positions. Cat is rank 1 in ADCs. Next name on the line is Raptor. Raptor is a mid laner who recently got recruited by Revolution. Raptor previously has competed with the team called Nasty or Syndicates, and during that time Raptor didn't have the best performances, but seeing his track records in sealing itself, I think Raptor has a lot of experience, and currently he's been online within the scene, so I will have to put him above Fluxes in the mid lane pool. And so yeah, right now Raptor is the leading mid laner in the mid lane pool. Next player on the line is Soul Taker. Now Soul Taker is an exceptional player. He has also had amazing star-studded performances in WRB tournaments, racking pentakills, and has been an explosive player. And recently, he's been a part of a Middle Eastern team, Knights Rising. So I am excited. I've seen good performances from his side, and therefore he has that skill level to play on a much higher level than much expected on a solo queue game standard. Like I feel like Soul Taker has that adaptability that in most players struggle with when it comes to like playing a 5v5 game compared to a solo queue game. So yeah, Soul Taker is the leading mid laner. Next player on the line is Ampo. Ampo is also the mid laner of Team Vintage, and Ampo definitely has a lot of hype around his name because of his solo queue track record. Like in solo queue, people have often known him for his Katarina. He's always been targeted for that pick, so there is a reason why he is like has that fear in his opponent's eyes. Like he has that level, but I feel like he hasn't had that many competitive games. Empo hasn't played that many 5v5 competitive games, so I can't put him above Soul Taker. So Empo will be in the middle of the pack for now. He's gonna be between Raptor and Soul Taker. Soul Taker is leading the pool right now. With that being said, we're jumping to our next player in the player cards is Touchy Shark. Now, Touchy Shark, another decent player. Like he's not that special, you know. He's just a normal player. Hmm. He's just a normal player. Just quietly gonna just put him there. Just gonna put him number one in his role at the moment. He's arguably one of he has the most stacked portfolio when it comes to mid laners. Number one positions, countless 1v1 tournament successes, and he was crowned the recent 1v1 showdown season 2 champion in Wild Rift Pakistan. So we gotta give him the credit for that. He is one of the best one-on-one laning players, and he has an exceptional champion pool as well. Therefore, Shark is the leading mid laner right now on the pool. But the next player on the card here, Rhino, his teammate. Rhino is a very flexible player. Rhino is known to be flexed into multiple positions. He can play a lot of roles efficiently, and he has shown great performances on all of them. But for now, I'm gonna be ranking Rhino for his mid lane records because he spent most of his competitive career playing mid lane. So yeah, for mid, I'm gonna put Rhino actually above Touchy Shark. I'm gonna put Rhino above Touchy Shark in because I will put Rhino above Shark right now because Rhino is a full package. If you guys have played with Rhino in a 5v5 tournament, Rhino brings a lot of things to a team. He brings leadership, he brings shot calling to the team, and he's often known to lead the team from front to back all the way through from drafts till the game itself. So mechanically I would say Rhino gets edged by Touchy Shark, but seeing how important it is to be a vocal member in a 5v5 game, seeing how much you can adapt to a 5v5 game situation, I will have to put Rhino above Shark. If we are just gonna rank players on the basis of their individual level, then obviously I'm gonna put Shark above Rhino. But I'm seeing in all aspects right now, and Rhino has that ability to make calls, and he knows how to dictate the team to success in a game, whereas Shark, he focuses more on his own individual success and focuses on his own performances, which is fine. Every team has their own way of functioning, but I personally, in my opinion, I would rank a player above who can take care of his own lane and then also manage to keep his team in that same position to succeed as well. Hmm. Now the next player on the line is Dark Reaper X. Dark Reaper X is a player for Team Envy, and in the past I think he has played for Team M762 Esports. So quite a recent player, but with a decent amount of experience, and he is definitely on and off within the scene. He doesn't get active that much right now at the moment, but if you're gonna judge his past two performances, he's shown decent ability. But I feel like it's not enough because in order to succeed as a jungler, you need to be consistent in every like competition, and Dark Reaper X has a tendency to be on and off within the scene. So next player on the line is Count. Now Count, another old school name, a renowned member of Team Inferno, has played in countless tournaments and competitions, has a lot of experience, one of the veterans of the scene. So I think there's no question here. He will be going ahead of Dark Reaper X. Devil, another member of Team Envy. Team Envy's he plays Baron lane for Team Envy, but I feel like he's a general filler player of the team because I think they play Skywalker as the starter and then Devil does the filler position. If I'm correct, Kaze. He doesn't play a lot within the team, but he's a Baron laner in general. Support. So actually he's a support. Okay, then he's a support. Okay, fine. That just switches up completely. So, how would you rate him, like Kaze? Like, how would you rate him? I I cannot personally put him above Bandit was just because of the fact that he doesn't play that much. Bandit is like an old name, and he's been on top of the game. Like he's been on that top 2, top 3 positions quite a few times. So I will have to put Devil between. Uh, Actually, I cannot even put him ahead of Vegito because Vegito has quite a lot of experience on his end as well. I think I'll have to put him behind both of Vegito and Bandit. In general, in solo queue, he might be a very good player, but in terms of showcasing in a 5v5 game, these two players above him have had countless experience, and we are ranking them on the basis of their 5v5 track record and putting solo queue a bit behind in that regard. Uh, Next player on the line is Cyborg. Cyborg, another veteran name in the scene. He finished second place in the what do we say, PES tournament. He joined Salt Esports and finished third in Ramadan League. He was part of the WRPC, and they managed to finish third in that tournament. They got third position, or I think it was Team Solo. No, actually it was Team Solo. So they finished fourth there. So Cybot is like an old, very known name and has had the podium positions secured multiple times. Therefore, I'm gonna put him above Count. And so yeah, as we move on to the next player, it's Senpai, another player for Team Vintage. Senpai is Senpai has spent most of his playing time in mid lane, but he had swapped to jungle at a very early stage of his career, in which he managed to play a lot of competitions as a jungler. So we're gonna take his jungler position in regard. And if I were to put him rankings in terms of mid lane, I would put him just behind Touchy Shark and above Soul Taker when he was at his peak position in mid lane. But if we're just gonna talk about jungling itself, then I think Senpai is definitely above the pool right now. He's definitely above Cyborg, account and Dark Reaper X. Because of his recent activity, he's been very active within the scene, and he's been just excelling forward with his role and just making sure he grows through. Now the next player, Kamikaze. Kamikaze, another hyped player in the scene. Like, he has caused a lot of noise within the scene. Everyone's been saying this guy is the next big deal, and there's been a lot of hype around him, and you can see that he has showcased that performances in the jungle position. Recently he transitioned to support, but in that case I will not be recording his support games. Rather, I'll be recording his jungle games. I'll be making sure to rank him with the junglers. And in my opinion, I think at the moment, Kaze, I would say, just because of his record, just what he provides the team itself, Kaze is rank 1. He goes above Senpai in my opinion. Kaze is rank 1 right now, because Kaze generally plays a playstyle that helps enable his teammates rather than him focusing on his own success. He usually plays a playstyle in games where he enables his team to succeed. Like, he just provides that same kind of setup and room for his team so they can just get the kills and move ahead in the game and be more comfortable. Like, he makes sure the team goes ahead together instead of like just putting all of the resources in his own basket and making sure he is the carry of the team, which I would always rate above carry junglers. Now the next player on the line is honestly the most impressive player in my opinion on the entire tier list. I would say he's the most impressive player of them all, and this man has been on top of his role for the longest period of time, and the consistency should be respected. Of the fact that Trident, I'm gonna put him above everyone here in the jungle pool. He's going to be number 1 because Trident is just a full package. He's a short caller. He can play carries. He can play engaging junglers. He can play setup junglers. He can play the tank frontliners. He can do the carry duty as well. Uh, I think Kaze, I would have put Kaze above if Kaze had a bit more experience in the jungle. If he had played a few more competitions, if he had gone few more matches up head to head, because in the timeline where we had the Kaze versus Trident face off, if we just look at general jungling ability, I would rate Kaze above Trident. But I know for a fact Trident doesn't just jungle in the game. He keeps the eye around the whole map. He's the eye of the whole team. He makes sure he gives information to the entire team on what they should be doing, on what places they should avoid, on what places they should engage in fights with, because he keeps eyes on around the map, and being that vocal and being that attentive to the map itself, and while focusing on your own performance as well, should be rated higher than a player who is just on the rise right now. I'm not saying Kaze does not do that, but Kaze does that in his own playstyle as well. But I feel like Kaze doesn't have that experience. Trident, I'm gonna rate him above because of his just past experience, and he's honestly the most decorated jungler in the country at the moment. Give me a moment, guys. Okay, I'm back, guys. I had to drink a water break because I was talking a bit too much without just saying anything. Uh, Next player on the pool is Wrp X. Grimjaw is the name. His previous name was Grimjaw. So right now there's nothing much to say. I'm just gonna put him in the Baron lane. Finally, we have some Baron laners. Speaking of Baron laners, the next player on the line is also another Baron laner. It's Kensei. Kensei, I'm gonna put him above Grim because both of them have a similar match span. They're not like Grim was on in the scene for quite some time last year, but he went off recently. Like he hasn't been competing within teams and stuff. Same case for Kensei. Kensei was online for last year, and in my opinion, I think uh, Kensei and Grim, I think they're level-headed players. I think it's just level, so I think we can swap them either way around. I wouldn't say either's above the other. Next player on the line is Smoke, the infamous Smoke. Smoke is one of the oldest names within the scene, one of the most experienced Baron laners. This man has been in the scene for quite some time, and he has been a very decorated name, like in terms of always being consistently pushing his teams to top 2 positions, top 3 positions. So just because of his so much stacked experience and a stacked profile, Smoke will be above Kensei. Now next player on the line is Show 2K. Show 2K, another rising name within the scene. Show 2K, he has been causing a lot of havoc. He's being a very carry focused player. Uh, Recently, he's found a lot of success with Team Vintage. Uh, so I would actually put him above right now Smoke because of how active he is within the scene, and just because of his experience within the Middle Eastern team. And so Show will be placed above Smoke because Smoke hasn't been competing actively that much recently. But Smoke is definitely, I'm really thinking this through right now. I'm not sure. uh if you're just gonna look on put the basis of experience, I have to put Smoke above. Actually, I think I might have to put Smoke above because Smoke is stacked with so much experience. I can put him like yeah, Smoke has to go above, I would say. Next player on the line is Skywalker. Skywalker is the Baron laner for Team Envy. He he has been a very controversial name within the scene. Man has a lot of controversy to his name. Definitely, there have been a few things in the past, but just if you're just gonna base it off of his competitive track record, then I think I'm just gonna put him right behind Show because I don't think he can beat Show. I don't think he can beat Show, but yeah, I don't think so. I think this is gonna be. Yeah, so that's going to be it. For Skywalker is gonna be in the middle of the pack. Now the next player on the pool is Inertia. Inertia as a player He's definitely. I don't think there's an argument behind it. He's honestly. I'm gonna rank him the best jungler. Sorry, the best support player in all of Middle East. I would say he's the best support player in all of Middle East because this man. I don't know. He has some amazing performances on his positions, and this man has a habit of coming in streamer games. If you guys recently saw that this guy was in Rick Snitch's match and managed to beat him with his Rakan, which is very impressive, beating a tier 1 pro in their region. Now, next player on the line is Amor. You know him better as Oblivion. Some know him as Ali Raza. I'm gonna take Amor's mid lane performances in consideration. I'm not gonna take his other role performances. Amor is going to be. I think I can put Amor. Where does Amor go? I'm gonna put Amor behind Ampo. Yeah, Ampo behind Ampo, just behind Ampo. Because of the fact that Amor does not have that much 5v5 experience. Amor does not have that much 5v5 experience because of I don't know. He's been part of multiple lineups. He just doesn't play that much. But if you're gonna check, but I think he's definitely above Raptor and Fluxes. But I would not put him above Ampo, Soul, and Touchy and Rhino because of their experience and just because of the fact they're like Rhino because he is honestly so experienced. Shark because he's this current main mid laner of Vainglorious and he has had a very stacked portfolio. Soul Taker because he's also finding a lot of success in Middle East and has been a very big name in the scene in quite few times. Has had amazing performance in the past tournaments, and yeah. So Amor will be going here in the mid lane pool, and yeah, that's where I'm gonna place him. Yep. No. Reason why Smoke is above Show because Smoke has had countless 5v5 tournament successes in the past. उसका past track record बहुत अच्छा है Smoke का. Smoke like in the past. Yes, अभी अगर नहीं कज़े अगर अभी if you're gonna like if you're just gonna put current tournament like अगर tournaments ऐसे रखेंगे then बहुत सी tiers को मुझे shake up करना पड़ेगा. I mean, we can still do roundups at the end. Like this is not final tiers yet. Like we can still do roundups. For now, we're just gonna finish off the last player over here in the Baron lane. It has to be Astray rank 1. Astray is rank 1. There's no way I'm putting anyone above Astray because Astray is honestly the most mechanically gifted player in Pakistan in general. I think he has insane mechanics, and this guy is one of the most dominant Baron laners. And it's very hard to lane against this guy. And if I'm being honest, if I'm gonna put head-to-head matchups, I think if right now these players you see here, these are players from lineups. These guys are part of teams, etc. So yeah, certain players. I want to check if there's like few players missing or something. I'm not sure if there's certain players missing. Okay, this is the pool is there. Okay. All right. So let's just do a shake up before we enter the free agents. We're gonna Before we jump into the free agents, we are just gonna do a roundup check for the players in the tier. Uh, if we're gonna put competitions of the past in regards, because then Senpai should move above Kaze, and then Kasha will take her Shark. Hmm. I believe I should. I think there should be I think there should be a swap between Show and Smoke. I think I should swap Show and Smoke because Show is more active right now in the scene, and I think he's definitely one of the rising names. But I feel like him and Ashtray, uh, Ashtray has the tendency of coming back in a game when he's put behind, whereas Show struggles in that aspect. If you put Show behind in the game very badly, then he really struggles to come back. Apart from that, I would say, yeah, I think this is gonna be the final outcome of the tiers from Baron Lane side. I think this is how it looks between the players from lineups. These are the players that are part of teams and etc. And so this is the pool. Jungle, I think jungle's pretty accurate. I think I'm gonna put, yeah, that's pretty accurate. Trident, Kaze, Senpai, Cyborg, Count, and Dark Reaper X. Yeah, I think this is the order I will roll with the junglers. When it comes to mid laners, Rhino, yes, I'm putting Rhino above. I think a lot of people will think I should put Shark above, but I think Rhino just has a bit more oomph in his game. I think he can just provide a bit more short calling ability and leadership in the game compared to Shark. Whereas rest of the pool, I think rest of the mid lane is fine itself. ADC, it's quite simple. I'm just gonna put this is the ADC tiers. I'm gonna do that roundup check. Yeah, ADC I think is fine. Dawn's been off for quite a long time. That's why I'm not putting Dawn above Orion or Sky. So yeah, I think the ADC pool is fine, and support one as well is pretty alright. Support is pretty alright as well. I think support's fine here too. Now moving on to the free agents. Now where do I rank these free agents amongst the pro players? Now this is where I'm gonna put them on their individual abilities. Now this is totally different from teams, etc. Like I'm not putting their team records in consideration for these players. Yes. Hmm. Kense खेलता नहीं है. Kense does not play. That's true, but in general, like there are many aspects to put into consideration because Sky is active within the scene at the moment. Sky Walker right now is above Kensei because he obviously is active right now with his team, and Kensei hasn't been competing in any of the tournaments for quite some time. He's a good player. Obviously, he's an amazing player. But if that's the case, if I have to rank Kensei in free agents pool, then I think I might put him above. If you're just gonna put him on this, what do you say? If you're gonna put him on a free agent basis, then I think Kensei moves above Smoke. I think this is where Kensei's ranking should be if he's just gonna be considered as a free agent and just for his solo queue. And yeah, I think this is the most mixed pool, because this is like a lot of experienced players. They're like active players, and they're players that are not that active within the scene. There is like a lot of aspects that we need to put into consideration. But I think, and one more thing, a more mid lane. There's not a support representative from Team Vintage, but if I have to rank Amor did play a lot of support for the Team Vintage side. So if I were to put him in support rankings, he definitely goes above Bandit, but he's behind Inertia. And I think I'm gonna do the last switch up here. I think this is where I think this is the switch up. I would put it that way. I think this is the most fair switch up I would say I can do. Yeah, this is where I can put him there. Right, so this is I think this is it. This is where I'm gonna like, there are no more changes after this. This is the final changes. I think this is it. This is the final changes. There's no more, nothing. Don't question me now. This is where I think if we are just gonna make it a bit more fair, and then like if we put current experience, solo queue, blah blah blah, all of these other things into consideration, then I think this is where it's fine. It's fine. I think this is where I have to put the list at the moment. So finally we're gonna move on to our free agents. Oh boy, there's gonna be more twists and turns after this. There's gonna be free agents here now. There's gonna be more twists and turns with this. Uh, so, are you guys satisfied so far right now? Next player, okay, now moving on to the free agents. Next player on the line is Syed. Syed, in the past of his 5v5 track records, he was a jungler for Team Solo. He didn't play much in other roles, but so for now I'm gonna put him in the jungle pool because of what I know about him. So obviously I'm gonna rank Syed above actually above Cyborg. Yeah, you know what, Cyborg, above Cyborg, because all the players are inactive at the scene. So Syed is right now, I would say I'm gonna rate Syed above Cyborg. And yeah, this is where Syed gets placed in the free agents pool. Currently वो बैरन लेन खेल रहा है सोलो क्यू में, but in his past record he played a lot of jungle. Yes, अभी तो है ना टॉप लेन, बट अभी क्या लेगा, अभी टॉप लेन है ना, तो पास में तो जंगलर था. Yeah. मास्टर्स ऑफ द रिफ्ट में उसने आई थिंक एक बार उसमें शायद आई थिंक एक बार ही उसने टॉप खेला था. बाकी सब टूर्नामेंट्स में आई थिंक ही इज प्लेड जंगल. नाउ if you're just gonna go for recent, then पर recent पे देखना, अगर recent का करना है then we will have to put him in Baron lane. But if you put him, if it's past record, then he comes here in the jungle position. But fine, for the sake of KAB, currently he's a Baron laner, etc., etc. I'm just gonna put him. I think he's above Skywalker. I think he's above Skywalker's level. Next player on the line. Oh my god, it's Cynthia. Cynthia, my friend. No friends here though. She's a support player. She's a very good enchanter support. She plays a good Lulu. She plays a good Yumi. Cynthia. I'm gonna put her just behind Amor. I think she goes right behind Amor. This is where I think Cynthia should be. I think she's above Bandit, Vegito and Devil level when it just comes to pure supporting ability. When it comes to Finch is another support, but do I rate her above Cynthia? As a matter of fact, I think I do, because Finch has a wider champion pool. She actually plays. Wait, whoa. Not there. Finch actually plays multiple types of supports. She plays junglers. No, what? Oh my god, she plays engage supports and enchanters as well, quite effectively. So yeah, Finch is there. Apparently Finch's name is repeated. Oh, what? It's gone. Okay. Finch. Next player on the free agents line is Legacy. Now Legacy, where does he rank amongst these ADCs? Honestly, I think I might have to put him above Sky, but below Orion. I think Orion gets the edge over Legacy. Okay, next player on the line is Zux. Zux is also a support player, or she plays mid lane? She plays mid lane, I believe. Can you guys confirm? Guys, in the... Okay, I think you mentioned on Discord. Oh. Wait, there's no one there. Why is Zux in this? I'm not sure. I was just provided a random list from people. But I think she's a mid laner. From what I know, I'm just gonna put her above Fluxes. I think she goes above Fluxes. Kala Kalu. Oh my god, Kala Kalu. If I have to rank Kala Kalu, Kala Kalu instantly comes above Kensei. Honestly, I don't want to touch Baron lane at the moment. I don't want to touch Baron lane. I really don't. Baron lane is the most volatile lane, and it's just so much controversy around this role. Note, guys, Fluxes is a mid laner. Fuzzy is the support player. I'm not sure why Fuzzy's name is not in this list. Fuzzy is the support player. She was apparently not in this list. Next player on the line is Goat. Goat is a support. Where does Goat get placed in all of this? I think I'm just gonna put. uh, you know what? Fine. This is a controversial. This is a bit controversial, but fuck it. Goat goes above Cynthia. Yeah, Goat is above Cynthia, but behind Finch. I rate Finch more than Goat. Now the next player on the line is Living. Living is currently playing a lot of Baron lane, but in the past he has been a support player. So we're just gonna put him amongst the Baron laners, and I think if you look at it in the current state, I would put Living here, just above Syed. Yeah. Now the next player amongst the free agents is Ibra. Ibra recently has been part of Team Vintage, but he's been on and off player. Now, if I were to rank him, he definitely goes over here, behind Ampo. What the Yep. This is where I think Ibra lies in this tier list. Hmm. Really? Okay, apparently Zux plays support, but if I have to rank her, uh, I have to put Cynthia above. Honestly, I haven't seen that much support. I have to put Cynthia above. She's just behind Cynthia. Okay, next player on the card is Rain. Rain on his day when जब वो खेलता है game, like when he's actually playing, he is like I think one of the one of the like best or better supports to have on your team, and he definitely understands his role very effectively. With that being said, I think I will put Rain above Amor. Where did Rain go? Yeah, Rain will be above Amor. Next player on the free agents line, we have Bolt Action, who recently has been rising in the scene, has been keeping a lot of his. He's been drawing a lot of attention to his 1v1 dueling ability, etc. Has been showcasing good performances, and he definitely has a bit of mechanics in him. But I think if I were to put him amongst these players, I think he's just behind Ibra. Next player on the card is Muscle Nerd. Muscle Nerd, again, a very known solo queue player, plays a lot of solo queue games, and seeing how well he plays, seeing how many times he was post in match flex in the server, uh, I'm gonna put him. I think I'm gonna put him above Sky. but behind Legacy. I think I'm gonna put him. What the? No, behind Legacy, above Sky. Yeah. Exalt, another solo queue player. Don't see much of him, but I believe he's been helping a lot of players grow within the scene, helping them find their footing, find their form with the scene and stuff. And they're just like, he's been helping them play well, but I don't think he's like a 5v5 material as of yet. So I think he's just gonna go here. I think I might have to just put him behind Dawn as well. Oh my god, finally the list is coming to an end. I'm seriously, I don't want. Legend War Legend. Now, he's the current WRPC champion. Legend. On his day he's definitely a top 3 player. I think he definitely goes above the pack. But I feel like these 2 players above him, Rhino and Shark, can definitely beat Legend when it comes to 5v5 games or just one-on-one abilities in general. I think Rhino and Shark can edge him. Dino is also a support player. Now, from what I know about Dino's a one trick. So one tricks in general, this is where I would put one tricks. Honestly, I don't like one tricks that much. So I'm just gonna put him there, because if you remove their one trick pick Senna, then they're just yeah. Baro, Kaze, hello, Kaze. Kaze, I can't hear you. So yeah, I think this is where I would put Dino with amongst these players. Yeah, I don't know. I've just put Dino like on the last place because he's a one trick. Yeah, I didn't say anything. No, Kaze पता नहीं VC में आया था, but then he just left. The next player on the line is Big Bull. Now, who is Big Bull? Who's Big Bull? What does he play? I don't know. What does he play? Call Kaze. Okay, we'll move on to the next 2 players. Madness, you're saying Baron lane? Big Bull's mid laner. Okay. If I were to put Big Bull, I think Big Bull goes right behind Bolt, in my opinion. Why do they end up there? I think this is where Big Bull stands in the rankings. Magnus is Baron laner. Now Madness again, I think it's just not much of him seen. I cannot put him above Smoke and the other guys. I can put him above Grim, but I don't think I can put him above Smoke. Now the next player on the line, it's Howling Wolf. Howling will be ranked on his barrel lane performance because he plays a lot of barrel lane when it comes to solo queue. And seeing how much game knowledge this man has, I would put him above Kensei. I think Howling comes above Kensei, but behind Kalakalu, I would say. This is where I would rank Howling. Now, this is the player that we all have been waiting for, Groot. If I'm being honest, Groot comes here. Groot is here. Groot is here. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Groot has a tendency of going on and off, but in his time, he when he has competed, I think he comes above. No, 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 no. I have to put him behind Zalt. I think Zalt goes. No, this is Zalt goes above Groot, I would say. And lastly, it's me. Honestly, I don't want to put myself in any of the tiers. I am not worthy of this tier list. I don't get to be placed in this tier. I'm better off on the free agents bench. I don't know where to rank myself. I'm gonna take the expertise of Kaze and Orion to rank me amongst these players. Kaze, Orion. लाइक वे तुम लोग लाइक देखो मुझे कहाँ रैंक होना चाहिए. वैसे तो मेन ADC है, बट यू गाइस कैन लाइक पुट मी इन जंगल मिड जहाँ पे भी डालना हो. जस्ट बेस ऑफ लाइक जहाँ पे भी रीसेंट परफॉर्मेंस तुम लोग को जो सही लग रही हो मेरी. I want your guys' opinion before I put myself in any of the tiers. I was just looking at it. Yo. Kaz, this is what the public decided. I'm top 1 ADC, guys. Top 1 ADC. Cat, you're a noob. I'm rank 1 ADC. uh, nah, but for real. So the as per my two assistants with Kaze and Orion, they say I should be over here. So yeah, this is the tier list. Honestly, if I want to do any changes here, etc., I'm just gonna do a final. Yep. You tell me. You tell me. Vegito and Bandit. Yeah, Vegito and Bandit दोनों को होना चाहिए. दोनों को होना चाहिए. Okay. But Cynthia is just enchanter support. I think Finch brings all in. खेलती? Okay. हाँ ओके मैं कर देता हूँ. Yeah. Like behind can say and above living. Okay. अब वो पिंग इशू है ना, बट आई फील लाइक मैंने उसके साथ खेला है. आई प्लेड पर्सनली विद हाउलिंग. I, yes. Yeah, but it's like वो पूरे but legend को ऐसे like classify किया for his like you know. hmm. No, count has been like a very decorated name. But अभी ट्रांजिशन किया होगा बट मैं मिड फेज आता है. So yeah, I think this is where we're gonna lock in the list. This is the final list of WRP Pro Rankings from Riddle. This is the first iteration. There will be differences when we'll have more competitions and stuff. We're gonna be changing these up back and forth. So yeah, this is where I'm gonna put the players. Yeah, I think this is where we're gonna end it off. This is the final tier list results. You guys, if you guys want to take screenshots, share it with your friends, etc. Whatever you guys want to do. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for mid lane to diamond coming soon when the next season arrives. Yep, I've already announced it. Mid lane to diamond is the next rank climb series. With that being said, this is your host Riddle, and yep, peace out.